The guy in pink was Jake Gyllenhaal in that movie.
Wow.
And so it's like, you could have just gotten somebody who
was older.
That already looked like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're asking him to wear a bald cap, wear weird hair, grow a mustache, and look fat. And also have wrinkles. Like, it's a lot.
He has to do a
Meanwhile,
lot.
all Adam Driver had to do and Lady Gaga was just put on a wig. And it's like, okay, you're good.
Lady Gaga looks really good, though.
She does. It was not a very well-received movie.
It sucks.
Mainly because of just that weird casting choice. And that's not even Jake's fault. It was his fault for saying yes, but they also shouldn't have casted him at all.
Look like Luther Vandross!
So.
Go off.
All right, Tory, say something.
Remember when we were supposed to have a podcast? Podcast. Welcome to the LEM'n'TEA podcast, episode 32. I'm Tory, this is Lewis, and we are now in between our own ages of podcast numbers.
It's higher than yours.
But it's lower than yours. Hey!
Yeah. Pretty good.
So, off to a rousing start here.
How's your weekend been so far?
So far, it's been good. I've been helping.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, well, I've been helping you guys out. That's fun for me.
Uh-huh.
I like helping friends.
Okay.
Because why? What's happening with you? It's more significant than my own news.
All right, well, we bought a new house,
Ooh.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so this will be going away soon. It's kind of sad, actually. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, we still have the gray walls for now. Didn't realize
I can't wait till it leaves.
Oh, no. Anyway, yes, you guys are moving into a new, bigger house.
Bigger house, because we
with
have
a lawn.
We have a big problem where I live, and it's like we have two little ones. And
this isn't where you think it's gonna go. By the way, this description of where you live is bad.
Yeah, we live by the street, man, and it sucks. It's probably like one of the worst corners in the town.
Oh yeah.
Like, for
it's
sure.
a sharp corner that people just decide they're gonna book it on, and then sometimes you end up with cars or car parts in your yard. It's
always so crazy because it's happened since I've been here, like
I would say 5 times.
Maybe 5 times at most. At most.
That's like 5 too many, though.
It totally
for anybody's
is.
A car that doesn't belong to somebody to end up in somebody's lawn. So
it fucked up one of our cars once.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a fun insurance claim.
It like totaled it.
It jumped a guardrail. Your
into
officer.
the fucking yard. But
so it'll be good that you guys are moving.
Yeah, because our kids really can't play in the front yard because we're like, yeah, don't play in the front yard ever.
I know, yeah.
Don't. You can't.
So it'll be good for them.
Also, my driveway sucks.
Oh my God, you live on a downward slope. If there was ever a flood, you guys would be screwed.
Yeah. I hope there's never a flood.
Well, it won't matter soon, but
it won't matter soon. But
yeah.
Okay. We had a fucking plow guy come when it was cold. I know I've mentioned this before.
I think we've talked about this on the podcast.
We definitely have.
Yes.
But like the plow guy came, right? All right. He goes down. He gets stuck in this fucking ditch that I have like in my house, which we have filled since.
Yeah, it's nice.
But even the plow,
yeah,
with this powerful ass truck, right, capable of pushing heavy snow, can't get itself out of the fucking it was stuck in that goddamn.
Yeah, your driveway's
ditch.
Fun.
It's awful. It just goes down.
Yeah.
Like, here's the dangerous ass street,
and
then you turn off immediately into a driveway and go down a roller coaster ride.
Like
into my garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you made it. So,
boom.
So yeah, so I've been helping you guys with moving stuff from one place to another, and
sure have.
So I think it's fun. Like I said, I do like helping friends.
Thank you.
And it will be interesting to see you guys in a new place.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be a good move because the kids are getting bigger and they just need more space. And like I said, I worry all the time about car jumping the fucking guardrail. Because
that's already a bad sign when you have a guardrail that
know.
had some dents and dings in it, like as your fence.
okay, listen.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this the like harp about my street and how bad it is segment.
But this is now going to be the harp about my street segment.
And hopefully this will only be a one-time segment because it'll never happen again.
Okay, I hope that
While
for
I'm
sure.
here.
Okay, but yeah, good little like asterisk there.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
I have to be reasonable. I thought at first, because it only happened at night, that it was dark.
Oh,
Because it is. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the most well lit corner either. Like the street lights are on, but they're not super bright.
they're on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, exactly. and you can, like, I guess I can see how somebody could turn off because they're just not paying attention, which obviously they should be, but they unfortunately drink and drive or whatever.
Stupid idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only happening at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was the working theory.
Then it happened twice during the day.
Yes, it did.
So it happened. Somebody like jumped the guardrail, and then, ended up in our fucking yard, and then peeled out as the cops were like right there, like, "Hey, you can't leave
Oh
the
yeah,
scene
yeah,
of the
that's
accident.
right. Yeah,
What the fuck are you doing?"
that was fun.
Like the neighbors trying to stop this fucking guy from leaving. Like, get out of the car.
Yeah.
Like,
So weird.
I'm not about to risk my life for this because he hasn't hurt anybody, and it's just a fucking lawn anyway, so I don't give a fuck. Just get the fuck out, But
anyway, long story short is that you soon won't have to deal with any more like war stories about your lawn versus the
when
world.
the cops came, Tory, the next day,
Yeah.
okay, you know what happened? Some fucking bozo clown, okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay, came by in a big truck. You know those trucks that transport cars?
Yeah.
One of those fuckers, right? And the power lines and shit are too fucking low, and he had his shit all the way up, and he snapped it. He snapped the fucking, like, there's still like a tension wire on my lawn that has not been fixed.
I've seen that. I've been wondering about that.
We have tried. We've called the cops. We've called Verizon. We've called fucking everybody under the sun.
The
Has
town.
not gotten fixed. Cannot be fixed. Will not be fixed. Probably.
Okay, well, hide that well when you're showing the house.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll just bury it.
I'm burying the James approach. Gotta love that.
Anyways, that's all the drama happening at my fucking house. What about yours?
Well,
Well,
I'm going to another fun way west Pennsylvania trip for the second time in less than a year. Except it's not for Dreamcatcher, it's for my graduation. I'm going to get my master's degree
oh my god.
on my wedding anniversary.
Oh my god. Are you excited?
I am. I'm never. It's really weird. You'll find soon. Being an online student, there's there's a strange sort of disconnect with your
On
university
campus?
and everything. Yeah, like I went to in-person college, and there was a sense of community, and you saw the same people all the time. And for me, I was in the nerdy English/creative writing major department, so I saw a lot of fellow nerds, and it was fun. There was a camaraderie. And for online school, it's like I'm talking on a forum. Like it's a little disconnected. So
Yeah.
once I get to like the actual campus, I think that will sink in for me more. Seeing it like as a real building instead of this like virtual desire to learn website thing. So
It's kind of weird. I haven't experienced it to the extent that you have just yet, but I did a couple of like courses that I needed as a prerequisite for getting into the university.
Yeah.
And that was weird. Like just the whole like here's a video or here's like a lab or like an online lab or whatever. And there's just like instant feedback like boom, this is right, this is wrong. Crazy. Like,
Yeah.
blew my mind.
I mean, it's great in a way too, though, because it allows people who never had the chance to go to college, whether by distance or money or something, to have something more affordable and flexible. So, and it's recognized just as much as in-person colleges too. So
yeah, it's accredited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so happy for you though. You deserve it.
you.
It's been a really fucking tough road for you, and I know that not because you struggled with it or like
there's some things had a lot. Some things were easy and some things had a lot. So it was a
It wasn't because you weren't capable. It's because the subject matter sometimes was a little bit like
dense or niche.
Yeah.
Right. But it was a good experience, and I'm glad I did it. I just don't think I would have done it on my own if not for my job circumstances. But it turned out to be like a Bob Ross happy little accident thing. So. But
it's cool. You it kind of secures your spot there, anyways, even though you didn't really need it.
Oh yeah, there's I told you that there's somebody leaving at my job.
Yeah.
That's gonna make me the 4th most senior person at my library.
Oh my God.
I have been there for
You're
7
slowly
years.
Climbing the ranks because people are leaving.
7 years. That is not seniority. How am I the 4th most senior person?
Holy shit! You have a lot of pull.
I don't. I don't think I do.
You do.
I mean, because there's ranks by how long you've been there by seniority, and then there's which more kind of show in pay than anything, and then there's also ranks by like supervisor and whatever.
Sure.
So like I have a supervisor who outranks me, but I've been working longer than him. It's like weird. It's very strange. It makes me think of like Japanese honorifics or something like that.
Right.
But anyway, I'm getting way off topic because you are also gonna start school by the time this is out, and
no.
Get your own.
Hang on.
Why? What?
You can move past yourself so quickly.
Well, I just went off on a tangent about like rank that had nothing to do with school, so I think we need to get off of the subject of me.
Okay, listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a tough road.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was more than you thought you could do, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Yes. No, I mean that genuinely. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a struggle to sometimes get things done because you have this trait that I have, and that's like you wait till the last minute. And I'm not calling. It's not a call out. It's not a call out.
It's true.
It's
horrible procrastination.
Kindred spirit. Like I understand that because
self-destructive.
That's been my whole fucking life. Mm-hmm. So, what I'm saying is, you really give me hope.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. In that sense, with the procrastination, do not let me be a shining example of waiting to the last minute.
A beacon.
Nope.
A beacon shining.
I was stressed out so much, and it's because I had self-sabotaged my brain into being like, you do better under pressure. So stupid. So like, really, the best piece of advice I could give to you is like, you don't have to finish it all. Like, that's not how our brains operate. Like, I feel weird being like the first one to my work, or like I feel weird submitting an assignment so early on. It just seems bizarre. It's like, you gave me this due date, I might as well utilize my time before then.
Yeah.
But try to chip away each day at your assignments instead of waiting for them all. It's easier said than done, but like, considering that I did both, I had a lot less stress and adrenaline doing that than submitting an entire thing I wrote in one day at 11:58 when the due date's 11:59, and I'm like sitting there like, please submit and send me the email receipt that it went through. Or it's like, Jesus. So don't let me be this beacon.
Shining
no.
atop the
I'm
mountain.
not a beacon.
I'm not beacon.
But that's really my best piece of advice is like, just make sure you're doing
Don't
some
wait.
sort of work every day.
Okay.
That's my genuine advice. But anyway,
yes,
thank you for your
for sure
kind words and how you've been supporting me throughout all this.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm very lucky that I had a good support system. Made me contemplate getting Josh a "I survived my wife's master's degree" t-shirt, but he'd never wear it.
Did he tell you that?
No, I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he'd wear it. Like I said, he's been supportive. So
it's supportive.
But now I'm going to go and get the subject off of me and bring it right back to you and go back to what I was saying in a grandiose voice of that you're starting school soon. You will have started school by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, I actually started on May 1st. So I started on Monday.
Yeah.
Which just happened to work out to be a Monday.
Mm-hmm. They usually do. I'm being serious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, start at the top of the week. They usually
top of the week
like
for you.
Monday or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday or something. Yeah. It's like a work week, except with working your mind. You'll do great. You will. Like, you'll overcome obstacles you didn't think were possible for yourself.
Okay.
You will. It helps that you're doing you said cloud communications?
Cloud computing.
Cloud computing. All right. I had half of that. Cloud computing. Yes. So it's doing something that you are at least interested in doing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that helps already with the process. So, because like in college, I always felt there because we had some that we had to do, which I never understood. I don't know. Why do I need 2 semesters of gym for an English major? Please explain that to me. I don't understand, but that's a prerequisite. You'll be taking classes that are directly related to what you're working for.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 semesters of strength and conditioning for an English major.
Well,
So,
there are some things that are on there that I don't think are necessary.
ooh, like what?
Like this first
Call
semester,
them
right?
out. Yeah.
I'm taking like, I think it's statistics, and I can see how maybe that might factor in if like you're maybe in management or something like that. But other than that,
It's
I don't think
vaguely
it's really
related. It'd be like if you were taking home economics. Like, what does that have to do with cloud computing? Absolutely
Fuck
nothing. Yeah, in the words of Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
So I could see how that one is vaguely related, and they kind of all can be vaguely related.
It's definitely more related than what you had with the gym. So
I just want to know: is it because it was a liberal arts school and
Liberals.
like liberal arts, and we're just like all artsy fartsy, and we don't get exercise or go outside? Is that like what made it?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's probably it.
That was our running joke too.
Yeah.
It was like
It's got to be that.
I was so not like a gym person at all that I waited too long to submit, which you had a choice of 5 different kinds of gym activities, and I waited too long. The only 2 left were strength and conditioning and swimming in the fall semester in Maine. So hell no, I'm not going to be swimming in the middle of December. So I took strength and conditioning, and I showed up with high top Converse on because I did not own sneakers for that. And they said, you cannot be running in these. And that's how unprepared I am for a physical activity.
You cannot be running in these. They have no arch support.
So moral of the story is I proved correctly that it was an artsy fartsy school where we don't go outside and touch grass. I guess, I don't know.
Oh yeah. You were like, they're like, you're the reason why we have this.
Write that down. Anyway, long story short, you won't be having any sort of everything will be related by like little threads of this big cloud web. So
one thing I'm happy about is the fact that like for the first semester I have 2 IT related courses, and those courses actually lead into like certifications.
That's great.
Which I can use immediately.
That's awesome.
So
yeah.
I'm looking to bang those up first, and
it's always nice when like the university helps you achieve things even before you've graduated. We used to get job postings emailed all the time that were library related.
Yeah.
So
no, it's good stuff. It's like it's like an added benefit of all that. So.
Yeah. So I think
pretty
you're
neat.
Do awesome.
Thank you.
You'll get back in the swing of things. I think maybe sooner than you'll realize.
Yeah, I think I just needed like a good week or 2.
Yeah. So yay, we're getting educated. Hooray. We're educated bitches here.
Absolutely.
So.
Congratulations again.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you.
So.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, you start wherever you want.
Sure.
Anything you want.
I'm going to talk about there's a couple of I was going to say a very sad death. But this one is a more recent and also more kind of like, I don't know, because I never expected Jerry Springer to die. Jerry Springer's dead at 79 from pancreatic cancer. I've seen like really crazy headlines of describing how he was the host of Jerry Springer, like the ringleader of Misfits or something like that. It's like Misfit TV.
Wow.
Which is like, oh yeah, that's kind of true, huh? So.
I mean, kind of was, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, that's kind of like where it started. So.
I mean, his show I think started out pretty normal. Jerry Springer Show is if you don't know, is an infamous show. That used to be on whenever you were homesick from school in America, because it would have things from you slept with my trailer park brother to I hooked up with this is not the proper nomenclature, but I'm going to say it anyway. I hooked up with a transvestite prostitute or whatever. I don't know. So things like that where it makes me think it's like, I don't know about some of these, I don't think they even held up when they were first released, but most famously, Jerry Springer, who was Jewish, had members of the KKK on his show once. which is a wild episode, and he puts up with a lot of disparaging remarks about himself and Jewish people in general and stuff. So, I mean, he also tried to run for mayor, I think, of Chicago. So, like, dude, just like he had a pretty active, unique life. I've just like I said before, I'm shocked that Maury, who I adore, is still alive and Jerry is not. It was very shocking. Nobody saw that coming. So
no, it was quite a surprise for me too. Like I was
4 people messaged me about it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was just funny.
Well, they know that you like that drama. That trash TV show drama, right?
It's called Misfit Television.
Whatever.
But yes, I do. I really do. I don't know why.
Because it's like this primal. I understand it because I have it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a primal need to see like humans just be the worst at some point. So it's like you don't want to encounter that person in the wild, but it's nice to kind of see it.
Yeah, makes it more fictitious, even if it's real on TV.
Yeah, so it's like it's here. You get to kind of indulge in like seeing that kind of stuff happen, but not happening to you.
Yes. And I still love my trash TV. I'll rewatch Flavor of Love until Kingdom Come. So
yes.
But it was funny because did you ever watch Jerry Springer much?
Probably maybe more than you because I was a little bit older.
Yeah.
And not that I was watching it, but like I was able to be like in the room probably a little longer.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom had this Jerry Springer tape. Okay, it was like a VHS tape.
To tape episodes?
Yeah. And
jeez, okay.
I remember her bringing home a VHS tape that one of the other teachers had passed around in school. It was Jerry Springer uncensored.
Whoa.
You better believe I fucking found a way to watch it. I watched it. It was pretty cool at the time.
I didn't even know you could get tapes like that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Jeez.
So anyways, did I watch a lot of it? Not in the normal times.
The morning times on a weekday?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I had to sneak it because I was a child.
Yeah, I remember being told once by my mom that Maury was okay to watch, but Jerry Springer was not. And so...
Maury would sometimes have animals.
Oh my God, when Jack Hanna used to do animal stuff. Oh my God.
That was like...
Yeah.
I would look forward to seeing those episodes all the time.
They used to have like kid talent shows and stuff too.
Those were cool.
Was literally not just...
Pregnancy tests.
Paternity tests and lie detector tests.
Right.
That's all it is now. It's so sad to see like how much it's fallen.
It is. That being said, would still watch it, but it used to have a little bit of variety, and that was cool.
Oh, the phobia episodes were the best, by the way.
God,
I don't want
the
to
lady
hear.
who was scared of pickles.
I don't want to hear any debate about what the best kind of Maury episodes were. They were phobia episodes. They also did like clip shows, like Wild as Police, like clip shows or whatever, before the internet was really on the rise and stuff.
Maury was ahead of his time.
Ahead of his time, yeah, absolutely.
He was a visionary, really.
Totally. But yeah, the phobia ones. My favorite phobia one was the cotton phobia. And they were like, oh, no, let's just put a member of production in a bunch of cotton balls and make him the cotton man.
They were the hugest fucking assholes in the world.
And then Maury would be like, oh, no, Vanessa, you don't want to go back there. And he'd just go, aw, geez, or whatever. And someone's carrying out this giant plate of mustard.
You know that he was laughing his ass off after the show, being like, I can't believe it. I can't believe these fucking people.
It's funny because some of the phobias were like legitimate ones that other people have, like snakes or birds or something.
Yeah.
Although there was one woman who was afraid of birds, and I think she like lived in Florida or something.
Okay.
Which is there's a lot of birds there, right? She was talking about like
there's birds everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. She lived by the water.
The water. Oh, she probably maybe.
Oh no! Oh my God! No! Yeah. It wasn't birds. It was a woman who was afraid of lizards, and she lived in Florida.
Oh God,
that one sounds more stupid. I was like,
a horrible place to be if you're afraid of lizards, reptiles, anything like that. Like
but anyway, there were legitimate fears like that, and then you get I'm afraid of cotton, which was
okay.
Like,
I want to put a disclaimer that says like I think
the phobias are real. Or no?
No.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
One.
Okay.
Any phobia, I guess, is legitimate. Like I don't want to classify. Anything as like being illegitimate, but it just seems kind of odd because it's just we don't see it all that much. Like you don't see a lot of people who are afraid of mustard or pickles. Like they might not like to eat pickles, right?
I know, like what makes them afraid of it? And also there's like people, I think one of the I can't remember the name of it, but one of the more recent like phobias that's come out is like things with holes in them, and that like freaks people out. Like Markiplier has it, I think. But I feel like people are misusing the word phobia as just saying it creeps me out or I don't like it. But you're not going to be like, unless you're like Mustard Woman running out of a sound stage away from things with holes in them, like you are not using the word phobia correctly to me.
That's
like for something that is like inanimate like that. Like for a lizard, you can run from wherever. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like my daughter's afraid of insects, like all insects.
Oh, yes, she is.
So afraid.
But I mean, it doesn't have to be an extreme to be a phobia. It's just like it's different from if you can still sit in a room and just like go, oh, I don't like that, then that's not a phobia.
Okay, I like your point a lot.
Okay, good.
And I think that happens to language a lot too. Like, words get
like triggered was another one that got severely overused. That's still overused.
Well, it's overused because it's like. It's usually like conservative people trying to be like very funny, like, oh, you triggered me, or sorry, oh, I triggered you with that, huh, snowflake. Like
I think there's a way to use it in a legitimate way, like if somebody does actually have a trigger that is like related to post-traumatic stress or whatever.
Yes. Or
it can be used in a jokey way where somebody mentions something that you don't like and you're like,
triggered.
Yeah, like hashtag triggered. But then there's the third way that is the unironic way used by primarily conservatives.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, you triggered now or whatever, which is like you
triggered.
Totally do not understand the meaning of the word, but that's fine. But
yeah.
Anyway, so but Jerry Springer never had that. We're bringing it back to Jerry.
Jerry.
Every time I watched him at home, because my mom told me I couldn't watch him, and I would like, well, Maury's on. I remember the time slots in my head, so it was Jerry Springer at 9 for some reason, and then Maury at 10, and then Steve Wilkos at 11. And then it would repeat afterwards. And
I never really watched Steve Wilkos because I'm always like, well, I just want to watch Jerry Springer.
I got the gist of him by like the first couple seasons, and then he got his own DWI, and it's like you are yelling at these people for drunk driving, and you just did the same thing, you stupid idiot. Like,
I didn't know that's what happened to him.
But I mean, he still continued the show afterwards.
Oh.
But that's like,
okay,
you are such a hypocrite. Like, you're such a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And then it would repeat, and then we used to have the Jeremy Kyle show. And then
who the hell is Jeremy Kyle?
He's like British, Steve Wilkos.
Okay.
But his show got canceled because somebody who had just appeared, he's like very like much harsher on not contestants, on guests as well, like unnecessarily so, like shaming them a lot. And a person who was on his show had a Jenny Jones moment and killed himself. So
oh my god.
Because that happened on the Jenny Jones show too. So, or someone, do you know about that one?
No.
Jenny Jones had we're getting way off topic, but that's fine.
Please do.
Jenny Jones had a gay guy and a woman, like mutual friend of somebody else, come on the show because he was going to confess that he had a crush on their mutual straight friend.
Okay.
And the guy was trying to like, and this was like 1991, and the guy was like trying to play it off and stuff, because he was only told that he was going to have a crush revealed to him, but he didn't know that it was the guy.
Oh no.
And he seemed to play it off at first, but then said that the gay guy was trying to kind of push something, and it made him snap, and he went and shot the guy and killed him.
Oh my god.
So that got the show canceled because it was considered exploitative, and they did. I think he had made mention before too that he wanted the crush to be revealed to be a woman. He didn't want it to be a guy, and he didn't want to be put in that situation and stuff too. So it's sort of like, I don't condone the murder, but like when you are messing with people's emotions knowingly like that, like you can't be surprised if there's an adverse. This is for the show, not for the gay guy, but you can't be surprised if somebody has a less than sane reaction to it. Yeah. And especially because you're putting it on television, like that's a lot. That's embarrassing. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, that happened with Jeremy Kyle's show, and there was some guy who was on there except he killed himself, and so that got the show canceled.
Holy shit.
I don't think that ever happened with Jerry Springer, so go Jerry, I guess.
Jerry.
Considering the kinds of people he had on his show is actually really, like, surprising. There was a lot of like, surprise, I'm the opposite gender of what you thought I was, like things as well. But it's just funny if you watch older episodes of Jerry Springer. It's very like bleached out and subdued and not like,
it's like more tame.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. But every time I watched him, because I was told not to watch him, I always felt really guilty about it. I was like, oh gosh.
Did you confess?
No. I was like, oh, they're doing cherry beads. Oh, my mom would be so mad if she knew.
Cherry beads.
I was also confused too. I appreciated it, but like why Jerry did a final thoughts thing, and it was very serious.
And then my final thoughts.
It's like such a tonal change from it. It's like, we have to keep one thing from the old show, guys. It has to be my final thoughts.
But people like that segment. People like waited for that. Jerry's final thoughts.
Yep,
Jerry's
take care of
final
yourself
thoughts.
and each other.
Take care of yourself and each other.
Mm-hmm. Clap, clap, clap. Yeah. So yeah, I've said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. Rip to the legend.
Rip the
Jerry
legend.
Springer.
Rip the legend. I loved his fucking theme song. It was so good.
The Rocks one.
Fucking saxophone one.
Oh, the ending of that one.
Yeah.
I like the there was like a grungier
Oh
one.
yeah, there was like a
Yeah.
It's like fucking celebrity deathmatch. Which kind of was.
Also loved his cameo in the Austin Powers movie with Dr. Evil.
He made a cameo on The Simpsons too.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. Like, I didn't realize he was that old and like that he was susceptible to death. It was unfortunate.
He died in the Simpsons episode too.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. Oh, that's unfortunate. But anyway, he's had a hell of a colorful life. So
yeah.
So rip the legend.
He really did kind of seem like somebody that you can just kind of shoot the shit with. And
oh yeah.
He can just kind of tell you all the crazy shit that he's seen and.
Oh my god, yeah, he must have had like amazing one-ups at parties. Like, oh yeah, you think that's crazy?
You think that's crazy? Oh holy shit! Let me tell you about this.
I had a nomenclature again at the time. I had a midget mud wrestling pit on my stage. That happened. There was little people wrestling. Sometimes it was women with jello. It was like really, yeah. Anyway, rip Jerry.
Rip Jerry.
Rip to Jerry.
Oof. Can I get some F's in the chat, please?
Get some Jerry.
Jerry. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, you did it. Good job.
So you're done with Jerry.
Yeah.
And you're done with Maury.
I'll never be done with Maury, but that's
good.
okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's okay.
Good job.
Thank you. What else we got going on?
Well, last week was something that we attended together. It was an event, right?
Yes.
What was it?
420.
Yes.
420. I could have said that a little louder.
It was the 4 of the 20.
I said it was on the 4 of the 22nd.
It was a little bit later.
It was the weekend. That was the weekend day.
Had to wait.
Yeah, that was fun. I sent you pictures before too, but I went to one of our local dispensaries, and they were all so busy. Like, and I've never participated in any sort of 420 culture or celebration. Anything. Yeah, so I had the hardest time ever being at this place, finding a parking spot. It was packed, and then there was the hugest line on the planet, but it was so decked out in like with green balloons and like people wearing like pot leaf things and green. It was like a more fun St. Patrick's Day because of all the green. I mean, but
it was a lot of fun.
It was, yeah, and the gathering was fun. It's amazing how quickly this sort of thing has turned around in America in the last like decade.
I think it's just more accepted and like, people just understand like the fucking
that it won't kill you.
Yeah, and it's just it's like it's just like the best alternative for any situation. Like even compared to like alcohol, it's just it's completely different.
Anything that's used for medicinal purposes cannot be that bad. I'm just saying, like, yeah, nobody's ever said down this shot of tequila because it will heal your bones faster or something. Like, yeah, it just doesn't happen. But
yeah, I don't know. It's a good thing that it's been legalized in so many places. Honestly.
Good job, America. Something I don't say often, but I'll say now.
I wish it would happen federally. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But, you can't get everything you want.
No, you can't.
You can't. Well, yeah, the gathering was cool.
But you cannabis.
Oh my God, that was pretty good. Now I know why you're getting your fucking degree.
Oh, because of my amazing wordplay.
Oh my God, yeah.
I had a minor in wordplay.
I wish I could.
You can. If you dream it, you can do it. But anyway, sorry. Yes, the gathering we went to. It was fun.
Yes.
Just a bunch of fellow 420 appreciators. Why is it called 420? I swear I've asked this before and I cannot remember.
I don't know. I
want to remember. I want to believe.
I have no idea.
Okay.
All I know is that the most edgy middle schooler fact you can know about 420 is the fact that it's Adolf Hitler's birthday, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
It's Adolf Hitler's birthday, bruh. It's like such a middle school fucking fact. Like, that I never actually heard afterwards. So I think it was middle school age fact.
I guess I do remember that, but I didn't want to have my brain memorize Hitler facts at the time. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
That's a horrible. I mean, it is a way to remember his birthday, I guess, but I'm still trying to figure out what 420 even means. Apparently, nobody knows. That's cool. Whatever. Anyway, happy 420 if you celebrate it. If not, respect your choices.
Is it? I have a guess. I'm not entirely
on what 420 is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it the temperature that the leaves have to burn in order to?
I have no idea.
Have the best effect or whatever.
I would think if it's that hot though, you wouldn't be able to like use a bong without burning your face off.
I mean,
maybe. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm a library science person.
Oh, it's right here.
Okay.
It used to indicate 1971, the 5 San Rafael high school students devised a secret code which they used to indicate to each other that they would meet later in the day to smoke cannabis. After saying 420 to each other in passing in their school hallways, they would then meet at 4:20 p.m. in order to smoke cannabis.
I feel like there's a little more to the story than that.
I mean, there might be.
Okay.
It's not the entire like accepted background for that, but it's one of the roots. So.
Haha, roots.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I need to stop.
Tee. Yeah. So that's that.
But anyway, happy 420 to those who partake.
Celebrate.
Yes, because it is a choice you can make. God bless America.
What did we do at this place that we went to last week? We went to a friend's house.
I'll be honest, I don't remember.
I'm going to tell you what was really cool. What was a stand-up moment for me, which was the giant fire pit.
Oh, yeah.
That thing was awesome.
That was awesome.
Like, I don't think I've been to, like, a nicer fire pit, honestly. It was really nice.
You sound like Josh. Josh was literally standing there asking our friend, like...
Oh, my God, it was so funny.
Like...
How's that staying lit?
Yeah, how's that staying lit? What's
really
the ventilation like?
Yeah.
Because there's no smoke coming up.
Right.
I love him, but like you called him the Hank Hill of our friend group, and that can't be more accurate than in that moment where he was a 30-year-old asking one of our other 30-year-old friends about how the workings of their fire pit work.
So what's the ventilation like?
What? Yeah.
What?
Gosh, I love him though. Just not a question I would have ever expected anybody to ask, and everybody was like stoned anyway. I doubt if they knew the answer they'd be able to like coherently say it, but
they wouldn't be able to really help him out there.
No.
But yeah, it was cool. Had a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invite. I've never done anything for that day, anyways.
No, me either. We're pretty haha green to this.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
It's
right?
420 culture. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes. What? I just think of surfers, man. Like
throw them up, man. Yo, let me get the waves here. I'm Johnny Tsunami, baby.
Oh my God, Johnny Tsunami. I haven't thought about him for a long time. And they made him go snowboarding.
Yeah.
And then I just realized it was the same as the surf. It's just frozen water.
Yeah, it's just water, man.
Yeah, man.
You do it.
All right, sorry. Anyway, happy 420.
Cool. Yeah, so that was fun. Very
fun. So it's hell on earth to be on Twitter. I don't know about hell on earth, but it's not
for what
fun.
Exact reason.
Elon Musk doesn't know what the hell he's doing ever. Like ever. Do you know why?
No, because you know why?
Why?
I think he's doing the right thing.
Really?
I think he's doing the right thing, charging people for a service that used to be free.
Oh my
for
God.
like a decade.
You fooled me. And turning something that used to be like kind of a source of pride and things that I know there's like a lot of gaming YouTubers who I would try to.
Oh, they get verified,
who
right?
would strive to get verified.
You know who this is hurting personally?
No, who?
Eddie Burback.
Really?
He fucking waited years. Mm-hmm. And he was already popular to get verified on Twitter. And I think he just got verified last year.
Mm-hmm. I have one or two YouTubers I watch who are like that too.
Who's that?
One of them's Big Puffer. I can't remember the other one. But they had waited years, and I think he had made his top pinned tweet was like, I'm still not verified or something like that from like years ago.
Yeah.
But now instead of being a source of pride, it's a source of shame, because the only way that you can get a blue verified check mark is if you pay $8 a month to Elon's scam to use Twitter for pay for not many perks.
And then we found out that like he was paying for specific people, right?
People who had openly complained about this.
Right.
Like Stephen King and LeBron James. And then Stephen King. Oh my God. There were people who were like, Stephen King's making such a big fuss and he clearly needs the publicity. It's like,
no, he doesn't.
You're illiterate. Like, do you not know who he is?
You're illiterate.
You're illiterate. Sure. Like, if you don't know that, like, or just maybe uncultured. Like, he has so many movies based off of his works.
Yeah. He was also in The Simpsons.
Oh, wow. It's a whole Simpsons cinematic universe. The SCU, if you will.
He was in Family Guy, but not him.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
The lamp monster.
The what? Oh, the lamp monster. Yeah, you're just running out of ideas at this point, aren't you?
When can I have it?
So stupid. But yeah, no. There was, I think it was mainly conservatives who were saying that Stephen King needed clout or something, and have clearly never read a book in their life. So
most people who now have the check mark, it's honestly been like, for me, I had to like check out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I cannot follow this fucking, like, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. Like,
oh, yeah. He announced that he was taking them away on April Fool's Day, or he announced on April Fool's Day that he was taking them away, I think 2 weeks after the fact. And we were all like, he said this before, so we were like, haha, good one. And then he did it. And it's horrible because he's trying to do it to essentially strong arm people into getting these stupid check marks, which is dumb because nowhere else on any platform, anywhere, where if you get a check mark doesn't mean that you paid for the check mark. Like, that just doesn't exist because it's stupid and you earn it. But
yeah, like he complains about bots and shit, right? Like he's always like, oh, there's bots.
I have so many bots. I had 5 more follow me again last week.
Well, yeah, that's something that's happening to everybody too, and it's like it's like a huge problem, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't stopped, and it hasn't gotten better, and it's only going to make it worse because like now somebody could follow you and they're a bot and they have your same name, and it's like, who the fuck is the real one?
Yeah. And there was, I forget who the drag queen was, but they were proving the point by impersonating RuPaul and saying like, this so-and-so should have won Drag Race or whatever. So I'm like, it's just actively proving the point, and the only way you can rectify it is A, apparently be best friends with Elon Musk and have him pay for it for you like some weird sugar daddy, or B, to pay for it yourself. And both ways are dumb, if I'm being completely honest. Like, there's so many celebrities who are like, I didn't want this blue check mark. I didn't ask for this blue check mark. I didn't pay for this blue check mark. And I think Chrissy Teigen was one of them. Because now it's a source of embarrassment. Like, that's weird. It's weird to have a check mark, which is that in itself is weird.
I read this this article that talked about like how the fact that like usually celebrities are pretty easy with brands and stuff, like especially one that's like so huge and widespread. It'd be like kind of weird to turn it down to have an endorsement or be like, oh, I'm verified. Like the fact that they don't want the check mark, or like they didn't pay for it, like, and they're saying this openly is a big fucking deal. Yeah.
And I read somewhere that like a little over 2 million people read the like terms of having a blue check mark sort of info pages, but only 116,000 actually of those decided to pay for Twitter Blue, which is like a less than 5% retention rate.
Oof.
Which is not good.
Wow.
And the whole thing that makes it the worst is that it was so unnecessary, and the perks are not great. Like one of them is like a longer character count or something for your tweets, or one of them is like
oh my god.
or like the blessed edit button that we've been teased with for years, and it's like you can edit your tweet within 30 minutes. But at this point now, like I don't want to pay for that. I'll just delete it and do another one. It's not worth it for me to pay $8 for Twitter Blue for literally any reason. It's just odd. And then there was like some weird feud because there's now a second check mark because organizations were like, hey, that's a bad idea and you're probably going to lose more sponsors that way. So they offered gold check marks for organizations. And there's some weird feud with like NPR because they don't consider them, they're listed as like a government news company.
What do they call
when they're NPR and they are publicly funded and not by the government. So
I heard that too.
And they literally, I don't know what the status is, but they literally were like, we're not going to tweet on Twitter anymore until you get rid of this marker that says we're a government affiliated thing. So
I can't fucking find it. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we didn't do our research.
No, I didn't do one thing of research on this one.
That's okay. I can keep complaining about Elon Musk and Twitter Blue all day because it was such a it was so dumb. Like I hate fixes that nobody asked for. It wasn't broken and like there was nothing wrong with it. I'm still mad about the font change. I haven't let that go. It's just
and that really bothers you, huh?
It's just because it was another change that didn't matter. It literally mattered for nothing. And Elon wants to be like, you know, none of this like peasants and royalty divide BS. Everybody gets a check mark for $8 to the peasants, the so-called peasants. So it's like, it's a weird, short-sighted billionaire flex, I guess. It's a really great. I've never seen anybody like tank something that was already self-sustaining by changing nothing like Elon has with Twitter.
He spent so much money on Twitter and it continues to be like, I don't even think Twitter was profitable even before Elon Musk, but certainly not profitable now.
It had more sponsors.
It certainly did. It had more advertisers. You're 100% correct. But because people are not verified or like Twitter is in this fucking dick measuring contest in order to like prove a point, which is not, it's not even being proven because like the only people paying for Twitter now are like Elon fanboys.
There's a few people I know. Moist Critical said he's paying for Twitter as an experiment. Mark Cuban's also paying for Twitter as an experiment, he says, because he said he was losing like followers and engagement and stuff, and he wanted to see if Twitter Blue made a difference, and he said it didn't. So yeah, a lot of the people are just doing it to test it, and I guarantee that half those people won't be using Twitter Blue like in the coming months.
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing keeping, like, there's nothing.
It's not worth it. It's not.
Yeah.
And it used to be offered for completely free, and it's really hard to take that away once you do that. Like, it was free for a decade, and then all of a sudden, like, so it's a site that you generate content on, and I have to pay. Like,
yeah, I think
you have to pay for it now. Like,
I think Moist Critical Charlie was saying something about how you can be a subscriber or something for someone who has a Twitter Blue account, and okay. I think all that means is you give money and you see their tweets first or something like that, like something weird, like some it's weird so perk dumb. That is so there's nothing, I'm gonna steal a Shark Tank line, but there's nothing proprietary about having to pay $8 a month for a once free website. It just doesn't make sense. People will go somewhere else.
Okay, you won't remember this.
Yeah
but I'm gonna say it now and I'll try to remember it. Okay Now that you said proprietary and mentioned Shark Tank, okay, I need you to play that compilation of Shark Tank videos that you always play, the one where Kevin freaks out and he's like, hey, so-and-so, you're an asshole.
I played it maybe twice.
No.
I don't remember playing it more than twice. And I like to watch the same things over and over. So
it's not, first of all, it's not a call out in the sense that I don't like it. Mm-hmm. I need to see it. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of that. Two.
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with watching something like that 1,000 times. Okay. And 3, it was 5 times. And I'm not kidding.
No way you were keeping count.
I am.
No.
Because I
don't believe that.
noticing the trend, okay?
Oh my God, there was no trend.
This is why I don't need to take statistics and probability, because I already know the probability of you playing that video, and it's probably 75%. That is your turtle video. You know that video I watch with the turtles?
Should I just not talk and let you keep talking to fill the dead air?
No.
Okay. I could just leave you hanging. Remember that video with the turtles? Do you remember?
I'm getting
yes,
to a point.
I know you are.
I'm getting to a point.
It's not the same.
It is.
It's not the same. It has not been 5 times. There's no way to prove this either way, I don't think. But
okay, now I'll shut up for the rest of the whole episode.
No. Okay, fine.
Can't put that back in.
All right. I can keep this going then.
Okay.
So anyway, Elon is dumb and has made Twitter dumb, and we are all dumb by extension of still using Twitter. I am amongst you, so. You're really gonna stay silent? Why? Fine, I guess it's time to say some not so nice things about your favorite K-pop people. Hwasa's kind of mid. Hyuna, she's not very great looking. Chaeyoung, she's like a Twice member who doesn't have to be in Twice. They could be fine without. I'm just kidding. Will you talk now, please? I'm saying weird things I don't believe in.
It's pretty easy to make it break, though. Like, it's very easy. How did you break to that?
Oh, no.
How did you break to that?
I don't know.
Nothing happened.
I know.
And you were already done.
You've watched or listened to a breakdown right before your eyes or ears, ladies and gentlemen, and
And it wasn't me.
All right, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, Elon is dumb and Twitter is dumb. Anyway, so what else has been happening in the world? These are things you have been kind of paying more of a keen eye on.
What, the world?
Or just America, I guess.
America?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So there is this like model. Her name is Ashley Graham.
Ashley Graham. Oh, yes.
She's like a plus size model, right? And she looks fucking wonderful. Like, she looks awesome. Nothing wrong with the way she looks at all.
Right.
But like, since her start in modeling, she's always gotten a lot of flack. Like, a lot of flack from like a lot of insecure men who deem her too heavy. Like, oh,
right.
That's not like, oh, I didn't know this was like gosh.
Ooh, what's the quote? I can't wait to hear this.
No, I'm not gonna say that. But
okay.
Just people who don't understand that like women come in a lot of different sizes, and I don't know like what these guys are talking about, because like I don't see anything wrong with her.
Okay.
And I really don't. Have you ever seen her?
Yeah.
She's attractive. Like,
she is.
She's really attractive. Like, if you are, what I would guess is like a straight man, probably saying this. Wouldn't you find that attractive? Like,
yeah.
So why the hate?
Why the hate? Who's hating? What's the deal? What made them hate?
Well, she was on Maxim's Hot 100 and she was number 1.
Ooh. So it's people being mad about dumb things again.
Yeah.
Cool. That's nothing new. It really isn't. Like, especially, and not all men, but some of the men who are complaining are also probably bigger than her. So like, they gotta get off of their low horse because they're too heavy to have a high horse, and come down back to reality and realize that there are so many different shapes and sizes to women. And sorry if you're not gonna get some like waif supermodel wife, I guess. A waif. I heard Judge Judy call somebody a waif, and now it's been in my head.
It's a great word.
Yeah. So it's a non-issue that everybody's making an issue. It's like the Dylan Mulvaney thing again. Kind of, at least in the sense of it being a non-issue.
Dylan Mulvaney? Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's just trying to be like a Giga Chad or whatever.
Giga Chad.
Or an incel. And,
okay.
And you know, just like somebody with unrealistic expectations of other people.
Let me see if I can find some of the quotes, okay?
Oh God, there's quotes.
it's a bunch of like, I don't know, very far right conservative opinions, like war, and it shows like Vladimir Zelensky and someone else, and they're just kind of like standing around. Health, it's somebody wearing like a face mask plus like a it looks like a plastic bag.
Yeah.
That's the only way that I can describe that. Beauty, and it shows like what I'm guessing is
a non-conventionally
just a non-conventionally sized person,
yeah.
and science as like a plexiglass shield. So you can tell where that's going.
Cool. I love when something innocuous like a Hot 100 list can be lumped in with fake facts about science.
Can I tell you an interesting... Well, let me read a couple more.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you an interesting fact.
Okay? All right.
So 1. They could name who they want. If you're lazy and overweight, most men don't want you.
That can flip right back around for women who don't want lazy and overweight men.
Right.
Like, it goes both ways, and so...
Right. Very, very, very
There
true.
are also a lot of people who are attracted to people of different sizes that would be quote-unquote overweight, so...
She's not even... Like, this is not even overweight.
No, that seems like an average
that's not
woman
overweight
in America
like,
now. Yeah.
I know, like, conventionally around the world, it's probably not the standard, but for an American standard, like, this is not...
No. So...
what I would consider overweight, but whatever.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's more.
No, all right, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, it's necessary.
I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Solid 5.
Okay. Thank you.
By the way, they look like this.
This weird, like, villainous white streak in his hair.
This is literally a comic book villain.
I know. I wish he had, like, a twisty
Twirly
mustache.
mustache.
Yeah.
I know. Yep.
Or an eye patch.
Oh my god, just
a comical
yes.
eye patch.
Yes.
People are so entitled, and it doesn't even matter because they'll never have her. So it doesn't matter. It's like, I don't want her. Cool. She wasn't up for grabs. This isn't an auction.
Okay.
I give her a 5. Cool. We're not diving or judging dives. Like,
right.
You're being weird on
You give
Twitter.
her a 5, and Maxim gave her a number 1.
Stop being incelly on Maine.
For real. Like.
For real.
For real. Here's the mix-up.
Good.
It's Tara Strong.
What?
Tara Strong. The real Tara Strong.
How do we know? Elon took the Twitter things away.
That's right. She just reacted with a bunch of hearts.
She what?
Heart reacts.
Oh, okay, good. You put her on there after the conservatives, and I was like,
no.
What did? Oh,
yeah.
And mix up.
Change up.
Oh, jeez, I had a heart attack. Oh.
Let me see. Somebody just said false.
Cool. That's great. That's an opinion.
Let me see if they are showing themselves up. Oh no, their avatar is this fucking rabbit.
It looks like some weird low res Bugs Bunny.
It's like it's like Bugs.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like an NFT. It's not, but it could be.
God, please don't. Yes, I paid for the gold check. All bots and NPCs are welcome to spam me with your basic attacks. Cool.
Imagine just living your life on Twitter like that. I couldn't be me.
In a world where Kim Kardashian exists, I would have to disagree with Maxim.
They know she's got plus size parts too, right? That butt is...
Maybe what they're saying is they would consider her hotter, I guess. I don't know.
It's all subjective, like the Maxim list. This isn't like the gospel. This isn't like based in scientific fact. It is just people's opinion.
Right.
It's amazing how opinions can make other people so riled up. It's really funny.
Of course, this was tweeted out by the New York Post. Oh, God. Who's...
so reputable and doesn't do any clickbait at all, ever.
I love the New York Post. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody that I read, okay? Mm-hmm. I kind of gave this away already, but I'm sorry.
Spoilers.
Everybody that I read that was negative, except for Tara Strong,
mm-hmm.
is a check mark, a blue check mark. It has become the indicator for who you should actively avoid.
Which is the worst thing that it could be for whatever Elon's weird marketing plan was.
It's like, nope, I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Good plan, right?
Yeah, so great. It's great to be on the internet.
I'm going to sidetrack something real quick.
Yeah.
It is Elon related.
Oh, yay.
Did you hear about his spaceship exploding on 420?
Oh, yes, I did. And I was actually bummed out because I think he's helping to fund, or he's in collaboration with the space program Top from Big Bang is supposed to be a part of.
Oh God.
So Top was like there watching.
No.
So it's
That's
not an
awful.
Elon ship, but it's somewhat adjacent and related to Elon. So I did hear about that.
Awful, right?
Yeah, I'm glad it was just a test thing and no one was actually on it. So
Yeah, me too.
mm-hmm.
I also have something to share about that.
Oh no. Okay. I mean, okay. Not oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Elon, first of all, I think there was some sort of like, I don't know if he said it on Twitter or if it was like a rumor. I'm pretty sure he said it on Twitter, like it's verified that he said it. He purposely waited to 420 to launch the rocket for the.
He's so cringe. I hate it. He's
really
so
is.
cringy.
So he did that,
Oh.
and then it exploded, but he kind of knowingly knew that it wasn't ready for launch and launched it anyway.
For the sake of the joke?
Just, I don't know that answer, but
I wouldn't be surprised.
it just seems like he just doesn't really give a fuck and just wants to pump
He has so
shit
much
out.
money to burn. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But like, it's kind of crazy. Like, he has so much fucking money that he was able to fucking launch a rocket that was faulty or known to not be ready at the very least.
And he was like, oh, whoopsie.
Yeah. Well,
nuts.
sorry about that. Like,
My bad. Nuts.
luckily it's unmanned, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, just billionaire who has no fucking ties to real world at all.
No. Hasn't for a while.
No.
Man, so much fun stuff happening on Twitter.
I know, right?
Great.
Isn't that great? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right. Where do you want to go with this?
I'll go to Korea.
Okay, why?
Some notable things happened. So anyway, this is for
Wait, is this part of the...
it's part of a corner. It's Tory's K-pop corner. Let's go. Okay, that was it. That's all you get.
It's done.
Okay, so I'll do the good thing first. Taeyang from Big Bang. Where are you on my shirt? You're here. Yay. Themed shirts for those watching and listening. He had what Lewis would describe as an actual comeback, because comebacks only should be comebacks if you're actually gone for a while.
You can use comeback however you want. That's how I personally define comeback.
My brain's worked because of K-pop though, because it'll literally be 2 months and it'll be like, oh, it's a comeback. And when I said that to you the first time, you were like, that's not what that means.
That's not what I think comeback is. I understand.
And I understand your point of view too. Just when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I guess it's not really a comeback, huh? Because they were just here. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to like artists just taking like a year at the very least.
yes. So anyway, Taeyang came back after 4 years with
But he came back.
Down to Earth, his EP. Yes, he did come back. And I may be biased. I probably am biased, but this was legitimately a no skip album. Every song was good. He is this is his first comeback as a DILF because he is married and has a child now.
How old is this child?
18 months.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yes, his son. And I love, he has had always like really themed albums. His name Taeyang is Korean for the word sun. So it's always been themed around, like, he's had an album called Solar, an album called Rise. His album before this was White Night, but like not with a K, like White Night, I know. And now this one is Down to Earth.
Milady.
Well, this one is called Down to Earth, and he is, I love all the songs on the album, but there's 2 that he's promoting. One of them is called Seed, and the music video is so sad because like it's really like he was in the military when all the stuff with like Sungri happened, so they were pretty helpless to even do anything. And he's done interviews recently where he said he wasn't sure if his career as a singer would be salvageable. Yeah. And so like the music video kind of reflects that too. And they like just released a behind the scenes thing too for it, and he's crying like out of like, because he's so proud of this album and stuff, and he like there's parts where he like tears up. It's very sweet. So like please support him. He needs to feed his son. He's fine. He's rich. It's whatever. But anyway, but please support him anyway. And the second song is called Shung with Lisa from Blackpink, which I adore. I think it's my favorite song on the album. Cause like he dances and stuff, and Big Bang is like a notorious group that just doesn't dance.
Yeah.
Or if they do, they just don't do it in sync.
He should do it more because he's
the main
He's
dancer.
pretty good.
So yeah, he's really good. He's also been doing his round of TikTok challenges with several different K-pop stars.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And people have been calling him the idol catcher because he's been able to like do collaborations with groups or people that are usually hard to get collabs with and stuff.
Sure.
He just did one with Jay Park. So
Damn.
yeah. But it's such a great album, and like I said, I love the theme stuff anyway, and he looks really good, and I can't recommend it enough. There's a lot of great live instrumental like sort of some are sort of like reminiscent of 70s sort of groovy vibes, feelings. Some of them have like one has like a surprise brass I think saxophone breakdown that was pretty neat. Shung is more of like an electronic sort of dance track, and he's like always has to do a ballad, so that's what Seed is. So I don't know if you've listened to it or not. I don't know if you've listened to it or not.
No, I heard one song.
Okay, but I think it was Shung.
Yeah.
Well, before that, Vibe is also on here with
It's on there too.
Jimin.
That's
yeah.
a great song too.
And it makes me sad. I wish
Both
the
those songs
album was
are really
longer.
good. So if those songs are any indication of what else is on the album, then I'll definitely listen to it.
I'm so happy.
I just haven't had a lot of time lately to appreciate like a ton of newer things, and I
Now
want to
you
give
have
this
a lot
like
going on.
pretty good attention. So.
Yeah. Definitely recommend it. So
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
So I'm very happy about that.
That's awesome.
It's nice to see. It's what the kids say, to see somebody move, which means that Big Bang have not really been doing much of anything prior to this. So it's nice to see them all move again. Top's going to space, and D-Dragon keeps doing a bunch of like Nike launch parties and stuff. It has high high success with the constantly sold out shoes and stuff. Pretty rad. And then Daesung just moved to a new label that will appreciate him better, so that's also good.
It seems like they're all becoming like the artists that they were
They're
always were, but
yeah,
they're in a group. So
they're rising out of the the flames.
It really
of
seems
this
like they could
horrible
all
thing.
do their own solo thing at this point.
Oh
and,
yeah, they're all very strong
so
for solos. So
good shit.
So go check out Down to Earth, and then tell me how many crosses you count on the album cover.
I'll try to check it out and let you know.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I appreciate the commitment, even though you were
Yawning.
That's
Dying.
Dying inside. That's not a great segue for this next part. So then the bad thing that happened in K-pop. So there was. So I think it's kind of assumed what happened now. There was never actually a clear cause of it happening, but there was a singer in Korea, part of a boy group called Astro, who died on April 19th, and he was only 25. I feel bad because I've gotten to know him so much from now that he's passed away. And I only had known him at first through his sister, Sua from Billy. And they had a lot of brother-sister collaboration things too. So everybody was always saying how cute of siblings stuff they were, and that's her only sibling and everything and stuff. And she said that he made her want to keep pursuing music, so they were very close. But he was found dead in his home, and 25 is so freaking young too. And there was no cause of death immediately given. I don't know that there's ever going to be, but they just said that it wasn't a murder. There was no suicide note found, but that they didn't have any reason to suspect any sort of foul play. I think there's some fans who still kind of hold out hope that it's it was a natural causes thing, but he has a memorial site in a park for the month, and his sister and several of his group mates have left letters and stuff that imply that it was a suicide. So I think that's kind of what it is. And like I said, I'm learning a lot about him. He was also a child actor. He was in a pretty famous TVXQ music video as a child. He's good friends with 2 members of Viviz/G-Friend for years. He's best friends with another K-pop idol from the group 17. And like 17 just released a new song, and they're having his friend sit out some of the promotions, saying that like he's not feeling well and stuff like that. So I felt bad because Viviz was contracted to do a concert in Las Vegas. It's the one that Dreamcatcher went to. I forget what it's called, but they were contracted to go there, and so they missed the funeral for Moonbin. And like one of the members, Simbi, she was friends with him for like 18 years, like nearly their whole lives and stuff.
Holy shit, man,
and
that's awful.
There's like paparazzi pictures of them at the airport, and they're like, totally, yeah. There's one member who didn't really know him very well, so she's like the only one who doesn't look like she doesn't want to be there. And then they ended up still having to perform, but they canceled the fan meet and greet except for the one member. They literally are just like, the one member can go and be the representative, which I understand, but at the same time, it was really, I wish that they had just been able to get out of the contract, because you know that like they're going through something horrible and sad, and like it's awkward, and you feel bad for them like having to perform and kind of try to push it aside, because you know what's going on. So, and obviously they know what's going on.
It's a horrible situation to put somebody into, like just as like a human being, like it's just awful to have someone to pretend to be happy when you know that they're probably not going to be happy.
So I wish they had been able to get out of that. And then Sua, Billy is not doing any promotions for a while. They had just released a song a couple weeks ago, and they ended promotions early. So they're going to do stuff as 6 girls now, while Sua's taking time, which is good, because that's needed too. It's all just very 25 is just way too young, and it harkens back to other instances of Korean pop suicides that I have been unfortunate enough to be like in the know of and stuff, and have them affect me in different ways. And this one, you know, I did this already, because I preface it with I didn't really know him, but people have been mad at other people saying that, because it shouldn't take away from if you just want to give condolences. Because there are people who really did know and like him and stuff, and they're struggling, I think, like everybody is, because it's a horrible tragedy. And then I've been seeing a lot of, again, I mentioned it just now too, but people doing like, I think well-intentioned, but there was a couple of like, there's 3 other Korean pop celebrities who died, which were Jonghyun from SHINee, Hara from Kara, and Sully from FX. And people were doing like 4 picture compilations of like, you know, the brightest smile always hides like the darkest whatever. And people were getting really pissed, because they were like, do not bring other, you know, they're very protective of these other, you know, deceased idols, and they don't want their death to be like their legacy. Because that's not fair. And that's not what they worked in this like very intense, you know, field of life for. So, and then there's all these articles that always come out every time that are like the dark side of K-pop, which I hate, because it's not
that exists everywhere.
Yes, it's not the only one.
It's not exclusive to K-pop.
I think it's that Korea is a small country anyway. Cut in half for South Korea, it's already even smaller. So there's I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's like a statistic thing, or where it seems like more people are, you know, succumbing to this or in this industry than others, or if it's because Korean pop is more well known in more places now more than ever. But it's annoying to see it like as if it's this like anomaly thing. Like there's so many other fields of music everywhere, like you said, that also are people that are susceptible to depression or suicide. Like nobody ever goes, oh, you know, Chester Bennington, like Kurt Cobain, you know, like because it makes no sense to do that. Like when you're talking about Chester Bennington, you're not like talking about him in reference to anybody else in rock and roll who has died young or committed suicide. Like it's just a weird comparison. So that's why I always hate this rhetoric of he succumbed to like the pressures of K-pop or whatever, because like there's so many people who have mental health problems and depression that aren't K-pop idols. Like it doesn't discriminate what something like this happens to. So, And there's always some ignorant comments too that are like, but he was like really successful and he was like, he seemed so happy and I don't know how he could do
success
this.
is not an indication of like how your well-being is.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if you've seen, I think it came out maybe around the same time that Chester died, but there was some video commercial that was like the last videos of people taken that were like happy and playing with their kids and stuff. And it was like, these are the last videos of someone taken before they committed suicide or something, which was like, it's a hard commercial to watch because I think for fans too, they're asking like, how could this have been different? And like, I didn't even realize something was wrong or anything, but it's unfortunately not up to the outsider to detect a problem like that. It's up to, I mean this in like the nicest way, but it's up to the person who's dealing with it to want to talk to somebody. Like, people can hide their emotions really well, and some people who have depression do that on purpose so they can sort of keep their problems separate. And the thing that we have to do is be able to be diligent and willing to listen and wanting to help, but we can't keep asking someone if they're okay if they don't want to be honest about it. Yeah. So there's a lot of different stages of the grief process that I've been seeing through the internet and everything. But I just wish that like it didn't just boil down to it being another like cog in the K-pop machine or whatever. This it's just so dumb and I hate it. And that's my whole big rant on that. So I've been listening to more Astro songs, like the Michael Jackson Effect. And they have some really great songs. And you should check them out if you're comfortable doing that. And to remember Moonbin for literally his life's work. He was a child star and moved on his way up. And remember him for that and not for his death, because that's not what I don't think anybody would want for this person. So
yeah. Definitely. And
sorry. Yeah, I said a lot.
No, but also like maybe used it as a chance to also get educated on like mental health. And
it's tough in a place like Korea too.
I know it's so tough, but they have to start making some strides there too.
Yeah, like, it's like at what point, like, and this isn't just obviously with celebrities, but there's like such a young suicide rate amongst and like Japan and some other places too. But those are the two that are mainly like battling for first place in the like overall like suicide rate of the world contest constantly.
Right.
Because there's just a lot of societal and educational pressures and things like that. So do these pressures add on to like K-pop idols? Definitely. But everybody's mind's different and everybody is able to like handle, degrees of fame differently and pressures like that. It's not anything to do with like, it's all based on the individual, but it would definitely help if societal changes were made.
For sure. Like, it's going to take time, obviously, especially since they're so conservative over there in Korea, and they try like, not to burden other people with.
Well, and image is really important. Talking about mental illness is still stigmatized as admitting that there's something wrong with you, so you're not a functioning member of society.
Right.
And like, I see stories all the time about Japan, about how, the death rate's outdoing the birth rate, and they're trying to incentivize like young people to have more children by like giving some sort of like monthly allowance thing for every child. It's very strange, but people are they're also talking about bringing down the work week down to 60 hours a week, which is a lot, right? Which is a lot, because I think it's like high 60, low 70 hours per week. So there's literally young people who are like, I have to work this many hours a week. I do not want to date. I want to be at home and like sleep. Like they have, it's all intertwined. So it's like great if you are wanting to provide for the children, but you're not providing for a way for people to get together to make the children, it's odd. So I think something's got to give, and I don't want to tack Moonbin onto this whole like when will enough be enough thing, but I think it's going to take more of this death rate outdoing the birth rate thing for things to sort of be reevaluated, and the best health in every facet for their citizens to be taken into account, which really sucks. But But yeah, so that's what I have to say about that. And I'm bummed out that I didn't. I mean, there's especially now there's so much K-pop. It's like you can't get into everything, but it does make me kind of wish I knew more about Moonbin past him being Sua's brother and stuff too. So, but the good thing about it is that he was famous, and there is a lot of photos and videos and music for him to be remembered by. So as long as those are around, I don't think he'll ever truly be gone in people's memories, which is great. So.
Yeah, it also means you can probably retroactively get to know him, even though it's not happening in the moment. It's still a record of who he was, how he acted.
It's just just a few days before, he has like a sub unit with another member from his group, and they were just doing a performance overseas, and they were supposed to be they had been announced the day before to do some like joint K-pop concert thing together. So I don't know, that plays into that whole thing of like you can't look for signs of this sort of thing if there aren't any. Yeah. So it doesn't make it any easier, obviously, but sure. There's no one to blame. Like and I know what I said about the people suffering have to be forthcoming, but they're obviously not to blame either. We've talked about this before, I think, about people's perception on suicide, or if it's like selfish or whatever. But I don't think it's a whole cacophony of things that factor into it, and it's really nobody's fault.
It's because for the longest time, and even still now, like not everywhere. Obviously, things are getting better, especially here in the United States, hopefully. But like for the longest time, it was very stigmatized to commit suicide, and it was thought of as a failure and a burden, and just everything horrible. Yeah. Like, oh, you were, let's say you had kids, right? You commit suicide, and people would be like, oh, but he really like left those kids. Like, yeah. And that's not what it's about. Like, it's never about that. It's never usually about that kind of shit. It's like, you just, like, think about your worst day that you've ever had. Like, the worst day you ever had. Or the worst day that you can remember. Yeah. And think about not existing anymore after that day. Yeah. Like, to get to that point, it's such a fucking...
Yeah. It's heavy.
Slog. Like, horrible.
And I think a lot of people often think that if they are gone, they will be less of a burden. Yeah. Too.
And that's the thing. It's like, well, I'm just kind of weighing everything down, so I can't be here.
Yeah. So, I mean, the resources are so important, because I think, at least for here, it's easy to say like, you're not alone and call this like hotline, but for other places it is seen as like some sort of weird defect within you. Yeah. And that's a big problem, because that even means you have to internalize it even more. So yeah. So I don't know. It's rough. I feel of the K-pop deaths I've been around for, Jonghyun was the one who hit me the most. So I totally sympathize and understand what fans of Moonbin are going through. And sure. And it's always weird to try to explain to like why we feel so like sad if a celebrity we really like died, because they didn't like that whole they don't know you exist or whatever thing. But a lot of them, especially the ones in the entertainment industry, make things to appeal to our like senses and sensibilities, and to like for us to find like comfort in, and to
life is fucking miserable, and like
we need an escape. And so when something real happens to these people who are helping us with our escapism, it's really shitty. Like, that's what you were gonna say, right? So
life is horrible, and
there's a reason for it. I think there's probably scientific, emotional, whatever reasons for it.
It's exactly what you said. It's like that's our escape. So like you see someone like Robin Williams, and you're like, oh, I loved him. He was a great comedian. He had good movies, whatever. Like,
anytime there's like, or if Robin Williams is mentioned, or if some other like celebrity dies or something, I see comments all the time that are like, I've never been affected by a celebrity death before, but this one got me, or whatever. It's like, it can still
Yeah.
You can still feel grief. Like, it doesn't matter if the person knew you or not. Like, if you feel attached to them or their work in some way, then you have an emotional stake in it. And it's okay to feel sad that you'll not get any more of their work. So.
Yep. I felt that way about Robin Williams, obviously. I felt that way about Chester Benningfield.
Yeah.
Benningfield? No,
Bennington. Yep.
I'm sorry. That's because I was watching that thing about Natasha Benningfield.
We got our signals crossed.
Yes. That was hard.
Yeah.
That was real hard. Like.
and they're for people that you only knew from
not just the music,
their work. Yeah.
But like it was a really important part of my life, and
that too. Yeah. So. They can be part of your formative years and your ways of understanding or looking at the world. Like. They can be inspiring and stuff. So
I just love Flubber so much, man.
Oh gosh, Flubber, the legend, the original green legend before Shrek. Anyway, so yeah, condolences to Moonbeam's family and his clearly many friends. I really seriously did not realize he was that connected with other people in the industry, and so everybody's been really kind of grieving. For reasons unknown, they still did like music shows that they have in Korea, but they had like really solemn like end like credit parts and stuff as they were giving the award for the song of the week to the people. Like it was a little weird, but well intentioned. You could see how certain people were affected by his death. So I feel sorry that I only got to know him afterwards, but I'm happy that there's content for me to get to know what he was like. So
perfect.
So yeah. So anyway, we can keep the music train going.
Sure. I would love to talk about anything music related.
Yeah. It's litigation.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So a couple days ago,
let's get it on. Haha, it's a joke. Get it?
You did it. It's a weird story, and I think this is definitely not the first time that they've done this, but like Ed Sheeran has a song, okay?
What is it called? Thinking of You or something?
Thinking Out Loud.
Thinking Out Loud.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
I can't play anything about it.
That's okay. Look it up. It's on the internet.
Look it up. It exists. It's a song. Marvin Gaye's estate is now trying to sue him because of that fact that he has that song, because they say that it's too similar to a song that Marvin Gaye wrote called Let's Get It On.
One of his most famous ones, arguably.
One of his most famous ones.
Yeah, so...
And you heard it.
I did.
We haven't really talked about it that much.
No, we've been saving all our thoughts for the podcast.
Okay. So
what are your thoughts? Because you've been following this more than I have. I only heard vaguely about it.
I haven't really been following it. But
you've been more aware of it.
Yeah. I found it. I forget how I found it.
Twitter, probably.
I think it was Twitter, like Rolling Stone.
Oh, okay.
And then they had an article that was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be sued by Marvin Gaye's estate, and that made me think of when they sued fucking Pharrell and Robin Thicke
for blurred lines.
And I gotta say this, like, I think Marvin Gaye is like a great musical artist.
Yeah.
And I don't. That being said, I don't know anything about his personality. I have no fucking clue. Like I know some of his music. I don't know all of his like discography. I don't know him personally.
Right.
I don't know if it was him or if it's just how his family is, but they're kind of like really litigious, like crazy litigious. Because I don't
like. I thought Michael Jackson's family was more.
Yeah.
Like that.
But they're suing for shit that like doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Would this be an instance of one, or are you talking about the blurred lines one?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
I think I can kind of explain the blurred lines one. But go ahead.
I would love to hear that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think I understand what it is. I just don't think it's super similar. Like I just don't think it's exactly similar. Like it's so hard to pin down what inspiration is, right?
Okay, so for the Robin Thicke one,
go for it.
Part of the, since you say inspiration,
he
said at the trial that they were listening to Marvin Gaye albums when they were writing Blurred Lines. So that's why I think that sort of oopsie daisied into the favor of Marvin Gaye. And like I can hear some, not enough to really have it be specifically like, but like plagiarized, but since Robin Thicke said that,
Inspired.
that hurt his credibility in saying that they listened to Marvin Gaye when they were writing Blurred Lines. So that's my thing, and it has nothing to do with the sound itself. The inspiration, though, was made apparent thanks to Robin Thicke's big stupid mouth. So
oh God.
But anyway, so
Thicke is correct, right?
Yeah, you know,
thick motherfucker.
Thick in the head. So, but
the other one was Ed Sheeran's "Thinking Out Loud."
Yeah.
Okay.
So I listened to the comparison of that.
Yeah.
Too. And what are your thoughts on it?
No fucking way.
No. Okay.
No fucking way. It's so stupid. Like, I think this is the dumbest fucking lawsuit. I don't think it sounds like it at all. Like, I understand kind of where it matches up.
Yeah.
But to say that it's plagiarized is crazy to me.
Let's throw that into the words like triggered and phobia that I think have become way overused. Plagiarizing.
Yeah.
I hear a little bit of it, but like, first of all, I'm assuming they filed this lawsuit a little sooner than 2023, but this song came out almost 10 years ago. So like, why now? Like, why is it happening now?
Because I think they just go through and scan shit. Like,
I guess, like, but the Blurred Lines one happened within, I think, a couple years of Blurred Lines coming out.
That was like within like like you said, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I remember reading about that like after that song was huge, which was like I think 2014 or something. But this one, like you said, it's been out like a decade.
Yeah. So it's like
or more.
It's like, why now? It's like how it reminds you said scanning reminds me of like how some people who are against like drag queen story hours at the library purposely search hashtags to bash the event. You're like, you live in Virginia, we live in Massachusetts, what are you doing here? But anyway, that seems kind of like what it is, because otherwise there's so many songs in the world, how can you possibly know?
Like maybe one of them was listening to the radio and heard that song, because that song is still in circulation.
I think that song is on the radio, but still, it's been like 10 years. It's just a long time.
It just seems fucking weird, and just because you can hear it in there doesn't mean that it's exactly the same fucking song. And I'm not talking about like mixing up like maybe one or two. Like, this is not a Vanilla Ice fucking take, okay?
That one was plagiarizing. I don't care what Rob Van Winkle says.
100% plagiarizing.
From Pressure, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. He's
I
like,
don't care what
no,
he
I
says.
have an extra ding in between.
Like, I just wanted to punch him.
I mean,
well,
he lives in Florida. You
I know.
You could.
I had my chance.
But anyway, this is not an instance of
No,
pressure.
I don't think it's anything even approaching that. Like, inspired, maybe you can make a case for that, but it's definitely not something where he's like actively copying the song.
No, and I also think, like, as I just said, there are so many songs and artists in the world. You can only have like
so many sounds,
so many chord progressions and complementary harmonizations or instrumentals or whatever. Like, you can only have so many, and you can only, more importantly, you can only have so many that are complementary. So it's like, oh, if I do this, I don't know, I can't read music, but if it's like, oh, if I do this like C note, oh, it's the F note is really complementary with like things like that. I think we really need to use Vanilla Ice as an example of what plagiarism actually is. And reassess a little bit. But since Marvin Gaye's estate have won before with the Blurred Lines thing,
they did win then.
I'm hoping that Ed Sheeran has a better outcome, because it would be another like knock against creative freedom, or like, even
I think
if it's
even
just
worse than the case though, because like
than the Blurred Lines case.
Like, at least Blurred Lines, I can hear it. I can hear it with the Ed Sheeran one too, like kind of like an inspiration thing, but it's not as closely related as Blurred Lines was with "Gotta Get It On" or whatever it is.
Let's Get It On. Oh yeah. It's just like, the only thing I know about Marvin Gaye for sure are two of his songs and how he died, because he died in a really screwed up way. So it's weird that his family's so like constantly trying to preserve his works, but in doing it in the absolutely wrong way. Like, preserving his work would be like telling a politician not to play like Sexual Healing during their like campaign run, like other artists have done for campaign runs. That's protecting his legacy. Suing people almost 10 years after the fact for semi-similar like instrumental sounds, not so much to me. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have a better use of your time, but that's just me.
You definitely can. I have a couple of other examples though, because it made me think of other times this has been brought up in history of music or recent history of music. How about that? So I have some comparisons and we did listen to a couple of them.
Yes, we did.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring them up. Give me 1 second to find that.
We can't play them, but you can look on articles like on Rolling Stone or Cosmo.
It's so annoying. I wish I could play it.
And do your own due diligence in informing. While you're looking, there's one that actually I think was kind of funny. I don't know if I've talked this one before. Flo Rida released what was it called, like Right Round or something? That you spin my head right round. Yeah. Around the same time, G-Dragon in Korea had his solo debut with Heartbreaker, and there was accusations of him plagiarizing Right Round. But Flo Rida actually went to Korea and they did a remix of G-Dragon's song to squash any like bad blood. There was none, but like rumors and stuff like that. So
that's really cool.
That's a cool way to like. I don't think G-Dragon purposely did it. Again, I think it was just coincidental. Like,
there is no losing in that situation.
That style of music, like the heavy synth sort of thing, in that way, mid to late 2000s was very popular. So like it made its way over to Korea. But like, I'm just saying, there's other ways you can handle that sort of thing that isn't suing somebody. But that's just me. But anyway, all right, what do you got?
Okay. So one that I had never really thought of, but I guess I can kind of see it, is Bruno Mars' Locked Out of Heaven. Okay. Which was also like released in 2012.
Okay.
And The Police's Roxanne.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to get your thoughts on this first.
Okay. I think they're somewhat similar, but the vibes are so like the intention was so different. They're two different genres of music. Like I hear some similarities, but not enough to directly say it was plagiarized or whatever, heavily inspired or whatever.
I can see the inspiration with that like staccato guitar.
Yeah.
Like that.
But there's so many other staccato guitars in music.
But other than that, like you said, it's just a completely different song than Roxanne.
Yes.
So like
Kick Rocks, Roxanne.
That one's not real. Like,
okay.
Not to me, anyways.
It's not real.
It's not real. COVID's fake.
Oh, we don't believe that. We believe COVID's real.
COVID's fake.
No.
No,
it's very real. What I had seen was
yes, ma'am.
When we were researching just now was Kesha's TikTok and Katy Perry's California Girls.
Yes.
Which I don't think is at all similar. Like they have totally different like tempos.
I think they're the same.
I feel like Kesha's is a little faster. But either way, it's not like they came around the same time. It was that same sort of like sound of music that people really dug in that time period. I don't think it's the same. Although I heard that it was produced by, they were both produced by Dr. Luke. Oh. So if anything, he plagiarized himself. If it's really plagiarizing.
Yeah, like that one makes sense because it's like it's the same producer. Of course, it's gonna be similar.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if you found it yet or you're gonna talk about it, but we listened to Black Eyed Peas. I Got a Feeling.
Oh God.
And it was plagiarized by, I forget this person's name.
I'm scrolling down the list right now. We're gonna find it.
That one is that one is legitimately plagiarized.
That one's 100%.
Yeah.
Brian Pringle.
Oh, Pringle.
Brian Pringle, and the song is called "Take a Dive." 100%.
Which is so strange because we were listening to it and it's like, I don't understand how this is like. Is it like a classical version of like this, like, or it came first? But it was like did they electronicize it, the Black Eyed Peas? And then it had the exact same like opening riff, like
100%.
it was nuts. Like that one I would consider plagiarism.
Well,
100%.
Apparently will.i.am has been accused of plagiarism in the past.
I'm not surprised.
No.
Sorry,
he
Will.
actually, it seems like he might even plagiarized Daft Punk. So
Not Daft Punk.
Well.
Not the Legends. But yeah, no, that one I would consider plagiarism. So all these ones about like they have a similar like guitar riff. It's like they didn't take the entire opening and slap it into their own song. So I don't really buy what you're trying to sell.
We listened to about half of this Brian Pringle song, and it's the same fucking song.
Oh, it was nuts.
It was like the same fucking song. There's no way he came up with nothing. Like, and I don't even really see what he added, if he did add anything.
Just that like orchestral sounding beginning part.
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think will.i.am was just like surfing random YouTube videos and
like
said,
Brian
I want
Pringle.
just the electronic intro and I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. Who knows who Brian Pringle is? I'm will.i.am. I am. Sam I am.
Sam I am.
Sam I am. I will.i.am. Did you have another? Sorry.
Sam I am, will I am.
This is what I went to school for. I took a class in Dr. Seuss rhymology.
I will not plagiarize that man. I will not plagiarize.
I will not copy will.i.am.
Will I am.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Anyways, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Danny California. Mm-hmm. Like a big 2006 hit, whatever.
I love that song.
Great song.
Yeah.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Last Dance of Mary Jane.
And that one wasn't really...
It was pretty close to me.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't think it was close enough to warrant it being a...
It definitely veered away.
plagiarism. Yeah.
But I would say heavily inspired.
Yeah.
I'd say heavily inspired.
There's degrees.
Yeah.
One that which was my first reaction to this song when we first listened to it. It's not really plagiarism. It's just sort of like same vibes, kind of, sort of. Mm-hmm. But Twice's Moonlight Sunrise is literally Feel Special 2.0.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same. And it's fine because it's their own. Like,
sure.
they're not really, they're not plagiarizing. It's their own stuff, but it's
it
literally
is the English version of that.
Yeah. So that's it. That's a whole entirely different thing. That's not plagiarism.
That was the first thing you said about that song. And then like 2 weeks later, when I actually listened to it, I'm like, it is exactly that.
Sorry.
It is exactly that.
Sorry.
And you can listen to them like side by side. It's the same fucking song.
Yeah. That's why I'm not super big on it. Like, it's okay, Moonlight Sunrise, but it's like, I'm already so used to Feel Special. It's just sort of like, I'd rather just listen to Feel Special because it's
still
the same
good.
song. It is good. It's just, it doesn't have its own identity.
Sure.
So Twice was heavily inspired by Twice.
I
don't blame them. I would be inspired by them too.
They're awesome.
All right. And do you have any other
I do.
comparisons? All right, go for it.
We listened to Green Day's Brain Stew.
Yes.
Okay, everybody knows that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we listened to Chicago's 25 or 6 to 4.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I think those are the same, but that one's tough because that's literally like, just like 1-2 guitar riff and then a beat of silence and then 1-2.
It's a no from me.
No? I mean, I think they're the same. I don't think it was because Green Day lifted from anybody, but I do think that they are similar just by coincidence.
I think that they, like you said, it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's a coincidence.
Just because I'm saying, that I think they were pretty similar doesn't mean I think they plagiarized. The context is everything. It's not like will.i.am, who just straight up plagiarized Brian Pringle.
Yeah.
Pringle.
For sure.
Do you want to do one more comparison and then we can give our LEM'n'TEA final thoughts?
I'm not sure if I have another one. Hang on.
In honor of Jerry Springer.
Let me see what I got.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Coldplay, Viva La Vida.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The song that ruled my iPod for a month.
Yeah.
And
Hurdle.
And Hurdle every fucking week.
Mm-hmm.
Except for this week, after that call out, I'm just saying it might be. Is it a coincidence or is it actually they're a little bit of shame? Joe Satriani's "If I Could Fly."
I don't think those are the same.
Not even fucking remotely close, man.
No.
Get out of here with this shit.
If anything, it's funny too because the Coldplay song is the if it is inspired or whatever, it's the orchestral version of the older song.
Yeah.
Which makes it even sound less the same. It just doesn't sound the same. So.
I didn't see it.
So I think there are people who are very much specialized in this sort of like music discernation of like what is considered plagiarism.
That'd be fun.
It'd be kind of tough though, because we're making such quick snap judgments, but you have to sit in a court like Marvin Gaye's people and Ed Sheeran are to really go like beat by beat and note by note. Like it's a lot of I'm going to say musical science. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm going to assume there's some sort of like, you have to really examine and
like music theory.
Yeah, music theory. Never has music theory been more important than telling us if Ed Sheeran is plagiarized or not, which I don't think he has for the record. So
no.
So yeah, I hope he wins. I never disliked Ed Sheeran. I do think he has dumb tattoos. Sorry, not sorry. But
that's right, he does.
Sorry, not sorry. But I didn't mind his cameo in Game of Thrones. He has some good songs to me. I like Shivers. He's collaborated with a couple of K-pop people for that. I hope he wins. So
yeah, me too.
That's all I got for Ed Sheeran. But
like
good luck.
You said, words need to mean what they mean, and not just be like, oh, it sounds similar, so it is exactly the same song. Like no.
There's levels. Like if we were to do a tier list, it'd be plagiarism, and then like heavily inspired by, or coincidental, or self-plagiarism, or whatever. Like there's different. Just because something sounds similar doesn't necessarily mean that it was lifted directly from something with the intention of, especially of the intention of lifting it directly from something.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
So that ends our talk on music theory, and now we have our final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
If you have any. If not, we can just close out the show.
Final thoughts. Okay.
What a good final thought. Oh, good. All right. Channeling your inner child.
I guess never give up.
Never give up.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like
that is a pretty multifaceted piece of advice.
It's life is hard.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And like bad shit will happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not making this sound very uplifting or final. But what I'm saying is
it's temporary.
It's temporary. Things go away.
Mm-hmm.
Things change. Like situations change.
Mm-hmm.
And like a shitty day is just a shitty day.
Yep.
And it will get better. Like whatever the situation is. Eventually. It just needs time.
Yes, these things don't fix themselves in a day sometimes.
Right.
My final thought is less sentimental and impactful than yours. It's just go stream Down to Earth by Taeyang on all music resources.
That's fair.
That's all I got. So
it's a great final thought.
Thank you. and thank you everybody for watching or listening, or hopefully listening primarily for a podcast.
Gracias.
Merci. Arigato.
All right. So
okay, anyway. Thank you for listening.
You're very multi-talented and multilingual, apparently.
You are too, man.
But
I just snagged it from you.
If you are English speaking, you can visit Tory's YouTube at youtube.com/AzarasFlame. That's AZARATHSFLAMEE.
You actually spelled. I missed the S, so you spelled it absolutely correct. I was
Great.
like, oh yeah, there is an S. You did it.
2 years of spelling bees,
yes. Man. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Or twitter.com/trippydes TRIPPYDESU.
Come for my daily call out on Hurdle and Spotify.
Not for long.
I know, and it's gonna end by the time this episode goes up.
Definitely will.
I think we said that last time, and that was completely not the case. There was still time. But I call them out when I can, because what are they gonna do? Shut down Hurdle? Oh wait. So anyway, if that's your thing, come see me on Twitter. If that's not your thing, but you like seeing friends support friends by retweeting their callouts on Twitter, follow Lewis at twitter.com/lumo. Also see him stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/lumo. Are you doing anything? Not even stream related, but are you playing any good games?
Yeah, but I haven't been streaming.
Okay. Are you saving them for the stream, or you're just playing them for fun?
No,
Which is okay. You can play games for fun.
I've just been playing for fun, just because like streaming right now feels like another thing I have to do.
Yes. So just a temporary break while stuff gets sorted out.
It's just hard to be on.
Yeah.
All the time. It's hard.
It is hard. So thank you for being on for this recording.
Hopefully I was on.
I think so. And follow us on Twitter and TikTok at LEM'n'TEA Podcast. God, I need to make a TikTok. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
I'll talk about how great Ashley Graham is and see how many politicians use TikTok.
Okay.
Social experiment.
There you go.
I think she's great, for real. But whatever. So come follow us wherever on the socials. And if you like what you heard, please consider subscribing below. And if you want the bell, hit the bell. If you don't want the bell,
don't hit it.
Don't hit the bell. The choice is yours. And that's what I got.
That was good. Whoa.
Thank you. That was my inspirational speech. So thank you for listening.
You said it wasn't very inspirational. I disagree. That was a great message.
Did you know that Taeyang has a song? It's called Inspiration.
I do. Did you know that? Did you know that Sugi was voted by K-pop netizens to have the thickest hair? Not only the thickest and most voluminous hair.
No, I didn't know that. I should have added that to my K-pop quarter. Anyway, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in Snaps for Sugi.
And hello and goodbye, Wonho.
Hello and goodbye, Wonho. Thank you for serving in the military. See you September 2024. Sad face. Thank you guys. See you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Did you know that Silky is